Hello everybody, it's Ezra time again. Welcome back to another reaction videos. And today I'm gonna be reacting to Frozen 2 pitch meeting. And I think this pitch meeting was released last week because again Frozen 2 was released last Saturday, I think. Um, and I just saw the movie actually last week again, like not the first day when it's released because in Indonesia it was released in 20 November. And I was like 3 days after that, you know, and I think it was a pretty good movie in my opinion. It could be way better, you know. The movie had such potential, but they didn't actually make it, you know, because the pacing was so bad. You know, it was so rushed, like everything was so fast, you know. But I'll talk about it more later.
So, you have a movie for me? Yes, sir, I do. Yeah, so I got your email, and I have to ask, what kind of a title is Frozen-y? Is that a pasta or something? Oh, actually, no, it's Frozen 2, but the 2 is in Roman numerals. Oh, Roman numerals, very fancy, although I do think the movie should be in English. Yeah, no, it will be. Well, great, I mean, the first Frozen movie made over $1 billion, so... You know, let's do it. But I haven't even told you about the movie yet. Yeah, I don't think that'll be necessary. You know, refresh the brand, sell some new merch. Sounds good to me. I'm sold. Okay, well, can I tell you about it? Really? Yeah, no, I should know what it's about. Okay. So what happens in this thing? Oh, a whole bunch of stuff, but to be honest, it was a little tricky to figure out. Oh, how come? Well, the first movie was supposed to be a one-time thing. It pretty much ended with, and then they live happily ever after. Right, but then money happened. But then money happened, so in this one we have to be like, yeah, they lived happily ever after, but... The movie's a butt? The movie's a butt. Oh, butts are tight. Some are, yeah, for sure. For sure. So anyway, we're gonna start the movie off with a flashback of Anna and Elsa's parents telling them some bedtime exposition. Okay. So they're gonna tell them about an enchanted forest and a mystical river. They're just gonna take turns dropping a bunch of information before the title card even shows up. Wow, okay. Well, I guess it'll be nice to get all the exposition out of the way at the beginning. Oh, no, it's pretty much gonna be continuous throughout the whole thing. I mean, it is. Yeah, see, I'm trying to expand the mythology of the Frozen universe, so that means explaining things to the audience for extended periods of time. Well, okay then. So anyway, then Elsa gets the, you know, call to adventure, as they say in screenwriting books. Okay, so what's the call to adventure in this movie? Literally a voice calling her to adventure. It's this mysterious singing voice. A mysterious singing voice? What does that sound like? Well, it kind of sounds like... Oh my god.
Is that actually you making the sound,
You have
Ryan?
the voice of an angel. Thank you. So
is
anyway,
that
that's
Aurora?
gonna lead into this song called Into the Unknown. Oh, very cool. Yeah, Elsa's gonna sing about how she's not interested in following this voice, but then by the end of the song, she's gonna be like, yeah, no, okay, let's do this. Wow, 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 wow.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna have a new song every 3 or 4 minutes till the end of the movie. Oh, we are? Yeah, well, Let It Go was such a big hit in the first movie that I figure if we just throw a bunch of songs out there, maybe one of them will stick. Sounds like a good strategy to
Actually,
me. So
that is
anyway,
one
then
of them
Arendelle
stick,
gets messed
you know,
up by these
for
elemental
me.
spirits, and Elsa's got to head into the enchanted forest. Okay. And so, you know, Anna and Olaf and Kristoff and Sven go with her. Why did they go with her? Well, because they were in the first movie. Right, but like story-wise. Well, they were in the first movie. Oh, okay. So then they go to this magical, mystical barrier at the edge of a forest that they have to go through. Ugh, sounds like the movie Annihilation. Yeah, it's like Annihilation, but less horrifying. Very cool. So then they're gonna meet these like native people called the Northuldra, as well as some soldiers from Arendelle that have been trapped inside for years. Wow. Yeah, just this amazing cast of new characters that have less than 5 lines apiece and almost no impact on the events of the film. I bet they'll look good on a lunchbox, though. They're gonna look great on a lunchbox. Great. And eventually we're gonna find out that Elsa and Anna's grandfather was responsible for killing a bunch of these Northuldra people and taking their land. Oh no. Yeah, see, because the first movie was really good, but I always felt like it could have used a hint of colonialism and implied genocide. That certainly wasn't covered in the first movie for sure. So basically the main characters are gonna have to figure out how to lift this curse. So who's like the big villain in this thing? No villain, sir, just a vague curse that needs to be lifted. Oh, okay. So then throughout the movie, the characters are gonna encounter a bunch of magical related problems. Oh man, is it gonna be hard to solve those?
Oh, no.
Actually, it's gonna be
Super easy.
super easy. Barely an inconvenience. Oh, really? Yeah, see, every time a magical problem arises, it'll be solved by some other magic that exists because I decided it did. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, wow, wow. And so what is Olaf up to this whole time? Oh, well, he's pretty much doing the same thing he did in the first movie. Chiming in once in a while to try and sell merchandise nice to children. That's right. I love it. We're also gonna discover that one of the elements they're dealing with, fire, is actually a cute little lizard available wherever toys are sold. Amazing. And what's Kristoff up to this whole time? Well, he's trying to propose to Anna, but he keeps phrasing it badly and messing it up. Okay. So. Oh, that's it? Yeah, just that. Over and over and over again. Sounds kind of repetitive. Yeah, I didn't know what to do with him, so I gave him a storyline from a 90s sitcom and then sidelined him for the last 40 minutes. Fair enough. As long as he's in it, I guess, because he was in the first movie. He was in the first movie, that's right. So how does the movie end? Well, in the whole movie, there are these elemental spirits, right? Earth, water, wind, and fire, but we're also saying that there's a fifth mysterious bridge one. Okay. And in the end, we're gonna find out that Elsa is that final spirit. Aren't her powers kind of water powers, though, because of what ice is? Listen, I'm not a scientist. Oh, you're not? Okay, sorry, that was rude of me to bring up. So anyway, Elsa realizes that to lift this curse that the spirits put on everybody, they need to break this dam that her grandfather built. Okay. But we need to have Anna do something, because she was in the first movie, so Elsa's literally gonna freeze. So how does Anna manage to break the dam? Well, she lures these rock giants over to the dam and they bust it open. Very cool. So then all this water is rushing towards Arendelle, which by the way has been evacuated. Wow, well it's gonna be cool to actually have some consequences for the horrible thing those people did to the Northuldra. Well, actually Elsa's gonna swoop in and stop the water, so no consequences at all. Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I think that would be too politically charged or whatever, so no consequences at all. Everybody gets a happy ending. That sounds safer and I'm into it. Yeah, so what do you think overall? Do you think it's gonna do well? Well, let me ask you something. Are the characters and the brand name gonna appear on the posters? They will, yeah. Then it's gonna be just fine.
Currently projected for massive 100 million.
Hey guys, it's
opening.
Ryan here. I hope you enjoyed that pitch meeting. I want to
more
give a
than
quick
that.
shout out to our animated channel, Brainiac. It's like
Interpreting.
the word brain, but with a yak at the end. Oh, hold on. I'm being told that's a horrible way to describe it. They actually have some really fun, interesting, and educational videos. Just recently, they made one about what would happen if you ate the most poisonous animal on Earth. That may sound far-fetched, but that's something that people do voluntarily, because people are crazy. So check out that video if that sounds interesting to you. And if you check it out, tell them that Screen Rant sent you. Thanks for watching, and check back soon for a new video. Bye-bye.
You got it, buddy. So that was Frozen 2 pitch meeting, guys. So I think, I mean, again, the movie was okay in my opinion. It wasn't actually like the best sequel ever because, again, no one can top the original movie. And even in the original movie, I like the movie. I don't actually like love it, you know. I mean, I just like it, you know. I like the characters, you know, basically, and then the song, obviously. The song in the second movie, I would say that I didn't really. There is actually only one song that's stuck in my head, which is "Lost in the Wood," because it was so. I don't know. It was so funny and dramatic at the same time, and I just enjoy it. But the rest of the song, it doesn't actually memorable. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, the characters sing, and then that's it. You know, there is no song that is actually stick in my head that make me sing over and over again, just like "Let It Go" or "For the First Time in Forever" in the first movie. Even though I gotta say, "Show Yourself" song was pretty emotional and I like it, you know, but it didn't actually stuck in my head, you know what I mean? It wasn't actually quite catchy, you know, the song in the second movie. And the problem that I had with the second movie was the pacing was so fast. You know, everything was so rushed. Like this happened and then this problem was solved and then this happened and then this problem was solved in nearly like 2 minutes. And then this one is happening again and then that problem got solved, which I was like dude, take your time. You know, and when I found out that Frozen 2 runtime was 103 minutes, I was like, really? 103? That's short. You know, because the first movie was 102 minutes, so technically the sequel was 1 minute longer, guys. And when I found out that the runtime was 103 minutes, I was like, you know, I kind of like, you know, I kind of like worry about the movie because, again, when I see the trailer and then with a bunch of stuff that they actually building into this movie, like a enchanted forest, for elemental and all that kind of stuff, I think this movie needs to be longer. You know, it needs to be like at least 2 hours movie or maybe more. And I feel like this movie could be 2.5 hours long, to be honest, guys. But the runtime was only 103 minutes, and I was kind of disappointed because it was fast paced. Everything was so so fast, and I just I was like, man, took your time, took your time, Frozen 2 filmmaker, geez. But nevertheless, guys, nonetheless, I still enjoy the movie. I still like the movie. I enjoy the characters. The visual, especially, was so stunning. And then And then story-wise, just like Ryan said in this pitch meeting, or I guess the writer said that, the writer said, like Anna, Kristoff, Sven, and Olaf, they technically didn't have to come to the Enchanted Forest because it was only Elsa's duties. You know what I mean? Maybe Anna could came. You know what I mean? But then again, because they were in the first movie, they have to came because obviously the people gonna complain about that. And obviously, if this movie was about Elsa, I honestly, I probably part of me will be kind of disappointed, but I think for the most part I was like, okay, because I think Elsa was my favorite characters in Frozen, and I think a lot of you can agree on that. I mean, also Anna, but you know what I mean. And also the ending of this movie. And actually, I actually got spoiled by the ending, guys, because I actually watched some Frozen 2 YouTubers, I would say. I'm not gonna mention the name, but when he actually does a movie review, I was like, oh, okay, I can actually watch the movie review because I watched this movie like in 2 days, last week, 2 days before I watched the movie, and then when I watched his review, all of a sudden he spoiled the ending right in the beginning of the video, and there is no actually like, oh, like Frozen 2 spoiler review. I was like Frozen 2 movie review. So I was like, oh, okay, just a movie review then. There's no spoilers. And then all of a sudden, like he spoiled the ending. I was like, good God, And I found out that Anna and Elsa separated, and I was like, I was very cynical about that because I don't want the sister to separate it. It kind of like ruined the essence of the first movie, where they kind of like reconnecting. They try so hard to reconnect and all that kind of stuff, and in the second movie they just separated. But when I see the movie and I actually see the ending, I for some reason I still like it. For some reason I still like it, and even though some might argue that, oh yeah, it does ruin the essence of the first movie where Anna and Elsa is trying to reconnect with each other. In this one, in Frozen 2, they just split up. But for some reason I still like it. And I think story wise it's kind of like makes sense that both sisters grow up and Anna become queen once again, and then Elsa become, I think, queen in the Notoldra. Maybe not the queen of the Notoldra, but just Snow Queen. In the Enchanted Forest. And yeah, and if I have to rate the movie, I will give Frozen 2 7 out of 10 because you know it could have been better. There is so much potential. Frozen 2 have so much potential and have a lot of cool idea, but the way the Frozen 2 team execute the story, it was not that good. And the pacing was again, it's just so I have so many problems with the pacing. It was so fast. Like this thing happened and then the next thing happened in a span of like 5 minutes, and I was like, dude, slow down, you know. Um, but yeah, and I think there is gonna be Frozen 3 after this. Because again, it's Disney. If it was successful, they're gonna make more of it. Because again, in the first Frozen, I know Chris Buck and Jennifer Lee said that, oh yeah, we make Frozen 2 because Frozen 1 there is some unanswered, question like where does Elsa powers came from? The origin of her power. I mean, yeah, that's a question, but for me, I think the reason they make it because first of all, money happened, just like the writer and producer guy said, Ryan George said in this pitch meeting that, and then the money happened. Well, yeah, they have to make Frozen 2 because again, it's Disney, and Frozen 2 actually the highest grossing animated film of all time. Then why not make a second one, right? And then the second reason must be because the fans, because even me personally, when I was Frozen, the first Frozen that actually have happily ever after ending, I was kind of like, can we have Frozen 2? And I think most people want Frozen 2, and that's why they make it for sure. And yeah, basically, first of all, money happen, and then they have to make it obviously because it's Disney. They have to do it, and I think they're gonna make Frozen 3 at some capacity, at some point because the ending of Frozen 2 was like it's kind of like setting up the next movie. It doesn't feel like the end of the franchise. Some people might say, "Oh, it's the end of the franchise. It's the end of Frozen franchise." But for me, it's like setting up the next movie and make it like Frozen trilogy. That would be awesome. And I think there's more to it. Even though the problem was solved, but I still think there is more to it. I just have this feeling that there is more to it, to the mystery of the elementals and all that kind of stuff. I feel like there is more to it. And especially after Frozen 2, I think that the team can actually make Frozen 3 like easily, in my opinion, because the ideas were there. They expanded the world, so they can actually expand it more of it in Frozen 3, because is the, is the situation was different when Frozen 1 came out, because again the ending was happily ever after ending, and there is no sequel, there is no setting up to do that. And then when you actually thinking of Frozen 2, you don't know what the idea was, and the fact that this one in Frozen 2 they expanded the universe, and then they're introducing this convoluted elemental and all that kind of stuff, convoluted storyline and mystery. I think they could easily do Frozen 3 if they want to. And I hope they did, because I just love the characters of this movie, and I just not never got tired seeing them, and I really hope Disney make Frozen 3, right, guys? And yeah, and once again, guys, I want to share something that is about, YouTube problem about Copa and all that kind of stuff. I'm probably gonna make uh like one video talking about it, because I think it's really important to discuss about it. But for now, I'm gonna end this video here. If you guys want to watch the original video, I will put a link in the description below, as always. And if you guys want, make sure you guys check Screen Rant channel once again, subscribe to them, and make sure you guys check Ryan George channel. Once again, really, really cool guy, really entertaining, and I really like his catchphrase, guys, so much, and yeah, make sure you guys show support to Ryan George, because this guy was really, really creative. And yeah, once again, guys, if you guys enjoy my reaction video, please leave a like, comment, maybe subscribe to this channel, and maybe share this video with your friends or family. And yeah, and I will see you guys in the next one then. Bye.